Verasity price update.
Let's get into it.
So today, guys, we're going to be taking another cheeky look at Verasity and specifically, what is the price action looking like? There's been a healthy correction in the market, and now people will be starting to see some pretty green candles. So let's see exactly what is going on when it comes to Verasity. If you find this video useful and informative, do go ahead and hit that like button. We both really do appreciate it. And of course, if you're new to the channel and you'd like to stay up to date with all of that technical analysis and new cryptocurrencies and hidden gems that we talk about here at Cheeky Crypto, then you can, of course, subscribe to the channel. By subscribing, you'll be kept up to date with absolutely everything we do here at Cheeky Crypto. It is free, you'll stay well informed, so why not? And of course, if you hit that bell, you'll get all those juicy notifications and you'll never miss a thing. Chris, anything else you would like to add before we jump on down and start getting into Verasity?
Yeah, I mean, this one is one that we're not currently invested in, still looking into it. But let us know if you've invested in Verasity. Really interested to know.
Fantastic. Right, let's jump on down to the desktop and get into everything Verasity.
Let's do it.
Right, so ultimately, what is Verasity? And in brief, I'm just going to kind of give you the highlights here. But basically, Verasity is a platform that is built for video streamers to offer viewers the ability to monetize their content or their attention in the form of the VRA token, which is aimed at attracting more viewers. So one of the biggest problems when it comes to advertising on platforms such as YouTube, for example, is that bots will obviously watch those videos and add comments to the actual content. And ultimately what that does is it basically means that the advertisers who put the ads on that particular video content are paying for a bot to basically watch that ad. Therefore, that means ultimately that the platform themselves have to rebate the advertisers once the advertisers prove that the bots have been watching it. It's all a bit complicated, and what Verasity are aiming to do is actually to streamline things and actually have a proof of view consensus here, where basically they're able to identify real people from that of artificial. So this is an interesting platform and can really take off with quite a few big platforms, video streaming platforms, actually being able to take advantage of this of Verasity and what they're offering, because those rebates are not small. So Verasity Wallet is built alongside this, the popular platforms, and these things are YouTube, Twitch, Vimeo, etc. And of course, you can earn VRA simply by watching videos and all that kind of good stuff, and you can also stake it as well. Now, we're not going to go into huge amounts of details with Verasity in this particular video, but if you are looking for more details around it, let us know in the comments down below, and we'll try to get a whole video and talk in depth about everything of Verasity. We are still in research mode, but once we get everything compiled, we'll probably compile that video anyway and get that one out to you guys. But let's take a look at the price action, right? Because this here is the VRA token to the USDT. We are using Tether and the daily chart with KuCoin as our data source. Okay, so on this daily chart, we have got the Fibonacci retracement tools on here, and this runs from that low level down here on the 23rd of February through to the high point that was achieved on the 16th of March. That was a 21-day run that saw 1,383% in gains. After that, we had a sideways trade for 10 days, which was actually a really short period of time. So we traded sideways here just for those 10 days, and then we shot up another 176% in 4 days. And then we traded sideways, had another move up, and then consolidation. We found good support and resistance at the 3.8 cent, and that is an area right up here that we want to be paying attention to as well. So right here is something we need to be paying attention to. And obviously we came down during the Bitcoin correction all the way down to the previous high, a little bit below that in fact, and the 50 moving average now has come alongside our candles. Ultimately, our current position is back higher than we were over here, and that's a good sign of a good recovery. Now, during this whole entire rally, if you will, to the upside, good volumes came in, healthy correction, good volume again, healthy correction, good volume again, and again, just a nice healthy correction. So the volumes are really supporting another good move to the upside as well. So again, still high volumes here. We'd like to see them a little bit lower, but ultimately now we're getting that reversal. We're looking for good volume to come right back in again. So we're going to be watching that volume side in quite a lot of detail. The other thing to bear in mind is the relative strength index. We were overbought for quite some time here, and we've actually corrected quite nicely during this Bitcoin correction. That's actually put the RSI, that relative strength index, down to about 43, so just below that midway point with plenty of room to grow. So that's a good sign on this daily chart. Now what we're going to do is we're going to pull this down, Chris, into our 4-hourly view. And again, we can see that when we were right down here at this bottom area, we were actually oversold technically. So that was your entry point. That's basically telling you that there's anywhere else to go is going to be up. So an absolutely fantastic buy. And so since then, we have actually recovered. We've gone up a little bit from there to 42 on this 4-hourly chart. And ultimately, we've gained quite a bit of momentum here. So we've taken the price from that low point over here of 2.3 cent to the current position of 3 cent. So, you can tell exactly what was happening here. Once we're oversold, the only place you can go is up, and it has had a 0.7% move here to the upside, which is really cool to see. Now, we do have a couple of things to note on this 4-hour chart. One is the 200 moving average was acting as support here and over here, with the 50 moving average and the 100 moving average actually being above those candles. Currently, the value of our VRA coin here is actually below that of the averages, right? So it's below the 50, the 100, and the 200 moving averages, which means the average price for a VRA token is technically higher than the current price of a VRA token. So we're undervalued and we are low on that relative strength index. The volumes have also come down quite nicely here, ready to get that pump as we need it. So we're looking to flip this above average, okay, and that will come in due course. Let's go ahead and pull this into our hourly. Here we can see that we're low on that relative strength index and we're bottoming out at the bottom here. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to notice a horizontal ray. I'm going to pop that right on here. So right there, you can see a couple of things. One is we had the first test of this area, and this comes in at 2.3. And then you can see the second test there coming down to 2.3 as well. Okay, so a double tap at the bottom, and then off we go. And this quite often happens in many times over and over again. You have the first test, you have the second tap, and then you go off again. Okay, and then we're also consolidating around here. So this is another area of support. Well, we really know this because this is where the previous high was. Now, again, we can see the 50, the 100, and the 200 moving averages just above those candles. We're really fighting to get above the 50 at the moment. The 50 seems to be acting as resistance. And you can see this quite consistently through all of these candles over here as well, that the 50 moving average has been an area of resistance. So we're looking to fight against that and hopefully push on through. The relative strength index, however, has grown quite nicely on this hourly chart. It's actually at 53 with quite a bit of movement here all the way to the upside. So from oversold all the way up to about 53. We've utilized quite a bit of that relative strength index whilst that volume was decreasing. That's not seen huge amounts of price discovery here, but we are using a lot of that relative strength index space. So I would expect that we can continue to rally up a little bit further. However, a reversal will be on the horizon shortly on this hourly chart, and that will be a short-term correction. As we can see, if we just zoom on out here, the hourly relative strength index is the most volatile of them all, so you want to see how this thing plays out. But ultimately, yeah, we'll be looking to grow this a little bit higher, get that correction, and then shoot on back up again. And again, the hourly corrections are not as steep as that as of the daily corrections. So we're going to be looking to potentially push this thing up towards our 3.8 and then get a back test maybe down to another good area of support. So one to watch out for there. Now we're going to do is pull this back up into our daily, and we're going to talk about where things are potentially on the horizon. What is on the horizon here for Verasity and VRA? So what we're going to do is grab hold of our price range here. We're going to take it from the current position, which is just here, and we'll push that up there. The first price target, or the second price target, I should say, because we've actually taken out the first price target, which was 4.3. The second price target is 6.9 cent. And from the current position, that's 125% in gains. So pretty juicy. And you can see how we can potentially get past 3.8 and 4.3 and then really move on up here. So we're looking to achieve the 125%. That is probably going to take a little bit of time to actually accomplish. But once it is done, we should be in a pretty good position. And moving on from there, that 6.9 cent will eventually grow into this third price target, which is 9.5 cent. 9.5 cent is is currently 209% away from the current position. So a pretty good amount of growth there. And then at the very top of this Fibonacci extension, that comes in at the 4.236 area is 11.1 cent. And that is a 261% move from the current position. So there's some pretty juicy price targets here with Verasity and the VRA token, and things are definitely looking like they're starting to get that reversal that's very much needed. There's definitely huge potential here, already kind of integrated with your YouTubes, your Twitch, Vimeo, etc. So big video players who obviously do require a good, solid way to verify views from that of bots. So real human views are what counts here, and Verasity are doing a fantastic job at providing that service, and thus preventing those advertisers paying for a premium or paying a premium for bots to just watch their ads. Ultimately, they're looking for real views and not bot and fake artificial intelligence views. So definitely something that has a unique use case and can do pretty well, I feel, during this 2021 bull run. Of course, we're still in our research mode, Chris, but unless something amazing or something awful kind of crops up, it's unlikely that we probably will not invest. I think this is a project that we are most likely going to invest in. But what's your thoughts, Chris?
Yeah, they align to 𝗕𝗓𝗪. I mean, the stuff that they're doing sounds really interesting, but I want to look at the team and the usual, and just make sure that the I's are dotted, the T's are crossed, and we feel comfortable to sort of invest in it, really. So I would suggest do your research, take a look, but yeah, it's got a pretty strong use case, I feel.
Fantastic, guys. If you found this video useful and informative, hit that like button. We both really do appreciate that. And of course, if you're new to the channel and you want to stay up to date with those new cryptocurrencies, those hidden gems, the technical analysis and news, then do consider subscribing to the channel. By subscribing, you'll be kept up to date with absolutely everything we do here at Cheeky Crypto. It is free, you'll stay well informed, so why not? And of course, by hitting that bell, you'll get all those juicy notifications and you'll never miss a thing. Right, with all this said and done, Chris, we hope everyone has a fantastic day, and we'll catch you all in the next one.
Yeah, take care.